Right, this is going to be a little bit different today. I started making a video with my thoughts and feedback on this Kodak camera. So it's the Ektar. I keep wanting to say Hector, but Ektar. You drop the H and then you put it there for H35. I was going to give some sort of feedback on it. Now I've had my photos developed, if you like. So I had the digital files a few days ago and I've been kind of struggling with them. I've got a few photos on there that I really like. I've tweaked a little bit in Lightroom to try and get the colors that it's black and white, but you know what I mean, to try and get the tones how I'm really happy. And I've not been too sure. I mean, I used a 400 ISO film, which obviously is quite noisy. And I was in the process of just thinking, oh, this is not going to be great. And I wasn't very excited for these to arrive. Now, I'm going to show you these warts and all. I didn't expect much. And there are a lot of experimental photos in here where I was just like, you know, maybe like winding the film on and, oh, is that working? Is that working kind of thing. So there's a few in here that I need to just destroy straight away. But I've had a quick thumb through and I thought what I'd do now is I would just get these out, and I don't know what it's going to look like filming with my phone, but let's just take a look at these. These are the first film photos that I've had developed probably for 20 years, and I had them done with a company called filmprocessing.co.uk. and yeah, let's just take a look. So first of all, obviously, if you've never done this before, you get your negatives. So this is your developed film, and as you can see, you get all your photos on there. This is feels like a real old school way of looking at photos, but these are my negatives. The good thing about this is it means that you can then send them off and have them printed again, or developed again. Not developed, you can have them printed again, so that's great. There's a contact sheet here. Let's zoom in, it's probably the best. There's like a contact sheet here, I think that's what you call it, and it's got all of the pictures, and this perfectly summarizes what this half frame camera does. You can see here there's 36 exposures, actually 39 altogether, which is quite impressive, and each one has got 2 photos on it. So that means in total 78 photos I took. You can see a few rather ropey ones, but 78 photos, that's quite a lot. So let's just take a look. I may have thumbed through some of these, so they may not be in the right order. So we'll just take a look. So there's a few that I'm instantly going to just destroy here because they've clearly, this was like the end or the beginning of the film. Actually, I know this was the end of the film. I can't remember if that was the beginning or not. In fact, of course I know. So these were the last 2 photos that I took using the camera. And yeah, it just goes to show, don't trust the ones at the end, because there was something definitely a little bit odd going on there. So those are going in the bin, no doubt about it. The rest here, I'm actually quite surprised with. So again, they're not in any particular order here. I was hoping when I took these photos I was going to get nice sets of 2 each time that I took them. So this is on a hill going down into Castle Coombe, which is a local village of which I've done a little video of recently. And yeah, these look really nice. You know, this is a matte finish. You can see there's not too much of a shine on this. It's a matte finish. It's a really nice, really nice quality photos. And I'm now wishing that I'd paid even more money than I have done, and then I could have had one of these printed in a full sort of what is this, is that 6x4? Are these 6x4s? I should know, shouldn't I? Yeah, of course they are 6x4 photos. Yeah, I'm quite pleased. These didn't look great on my computer. I think I do need to do something with maybe calibrate my monitor in some way or another, but I've kind of got what I expected from these, just some kind of odd abstracty kind of things. Again, now I wish that I got, like this one for instance, printed in a full size, which I might still do. I might send them all back and do that. This kind of image here looks quite nice. The shots of the town, the village, sorry, of Castlecombe come out really nice actually. There's some better ones in here, I'll show you now. These are all quite sort of predictable. This one's one of my favorites, this one here, which does have a, you know, I could crop this photo out and it would look like an old photo from, you know, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's kind of exactly what I was hoping that some of these would look like. Clearly not enough light. This was the problem. So these are all a bit shuffled, unfortunately, so the order's not quite how it ought to be. So we quite often we see something that we think looks like a good photo, and then you take it and it's not quite what you wanted. And this is a prime example. I've taken photos of this with my phone, with my camera, and I've ended up with quite interesting images up and down here. But on a sort of a dark January morning, it just looks a bit sad, really. So this is another one for the bin, I think. This was the same day. This is actually at the top of that little alleyway. Nothing particularly impressive, but I think, you know, I might just cut these up and keep them as separate images. I'm not going to throw anything that goes here. I'm going to keep, so I might cut these up and keep these. I think these are quite nice. This one on the right isn't particularly very interesting, but I do like, there's something about this image here I like, with a tree and the gate there. Hence I took the photo in the first place, I guess. These old log piles seemed like a good idea. I mean, I think this is definitely the image that I wanted to take. This is the second part of the image, and I was hoping, obviously, as I said, to try and get pairs of images. I think this is all right. I like this. This can form part of a, you know, a little group of photos. This one maybe not so much. I don't know, but the detail is actually really nice. I do think these look quite nice. If you're bored, please just go and click away and do something else, because I'm going to go through all of these. Right here, this is exactly the prime example of what I wanted to use this for. So I want this tree and this little sign here are about 50 yards away on a walk I regularly do with the dogs, and clearly this tree looks really great in black and white here. And I just wanted to kind of show a little contrast of things while I'm out walking, and I quite like this image. The same walk with the doggos, and yeah, sort of a log pile. I was taking two photos because I kind of knew this tree was coming up next, and those two didn't match, so I wanted to take this photo, and then this one and another one after, if that makes any sense. Not great images, but you know, it's nice to have some photos of the dogs. You can see obviously this was taken with a flash indoors, and picks up quite a bit of noise in the background, although this doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Quite fun, really. Now I've got them in my hands, I'm feeling in a much better mood than when I was just looking at the digital images. And I think this is probably one of the dangers of printing photos off, is that it feels so different. You're looking at it for a bit longer. Now I'm holding this in my hand, you know, I'm looking at the picture of this street for longer than if I was just sort of like swiping through some photos that I'd taken. Clearly these sort of old buildings and architecture like this does work nicely in black and white, and I think they've come out all right. They come out exactly kind of how I expected them to look and what I expected to achieve. Little walk around town to get these. Here's another example of the sort of thing that I was hoping to do, is to get some pairs of photos. So, you know, on the right here, this is the first photo that you take, and then as you wind the camera on a bit, you get the second half. So this was the outside of this kind of like archway into a beer garden, and then this second one is sort of taken from within the dark sort of archway there through to the beer garden behind the hotel. And I like this image here. I think this is quite nice. The little town I live in has got a fair bit of history and some nice old buildings. I think this building here is like a pinkish reddish color, and this one might be a bit yellowy. I can't remember in real life now, but yeah, again, I quite like these, and I might have to put a little booklet together of all of these photos, and I just can't decide whether I'm going to split them up or not. We'll see. But yeah, this is what I expected to get, and these are nice. This one in particular, I think, is my favorite. I do like this little street here. I've taken a few photos of that. There we go. There's something that happened in the middle of the camera there, with and without the flash. Just trying to take some example photos that I was going to refer back to. Yeah, it's not really very interesting, is it? Might cut this out and keep it, but not very good really. This, I think, yeah, these here. So these two are the very first two photos that I took with it, just trying to get the film wound on. So this is the very first image that I took, which is a photo of my computer screen, bizarrely. And then this one was just some gadgets on the desk. I didn't know how they were going to come out, and yeah, it's not a very exciting photo, but I do like the shadows and the contrast of black and white. It's quite nice. I'll keep that one. Right, as I said, I shuffled these, so we're back at Castle Combe now. So taking pairs of photos was a bit difficult there. I got a bit carried away. So we've got a cyclist coming down the hill here, and then we've got this building on the side here. You can just see in the corner a bit of scaffolding. This, I think, was actually the only photo that I took in landscape, but I think they look all right. I like this, actually. Again, you can just imagine flipping through the pages of an old book about this little village and stumbling across images like these. I got a little bit snap happy this day because I wanted to finish up the film, and yeah, they're quite nice. Definitely, they're quite nice. Wasn't sure what I was trying to get here. Again, you know, there's two photos taken next to each other. I'll keep them. This isn't exactly like a famous gravestone or anything, but I was just trying to take some different types of images. Again, experimenting with the camera really for the first time. And then this is quite a nice one of the churchyard, and then of the sort of the well here, and this view down through the village, and some more of the same sort of buildings. Looks nice. A few of the same. Some random ones snapped on the hill as I was walking down. Ooh, putting them in the wrong spot. I'm keeping these. Yes, experimenting. Actually, this one doesn't look terrible. That one a little bit out of focus. Should probably still keep some of these. It was definitely a little dark outside when I'm trying to get some sort of arty images of the snow on the bench. Now here is where I got stuff just a little bit wrong, really. So I took a couple of photos in the garden, and I took this one, then this one, and then I decided I needed to get another one, which I really wanted, and that ended up being this one of my dog Dudley here. And so these two, I think, work nicely as a little set in the garden. This one's not so great because of the shadow. He's just a little bit of a lump there in the background. But these two images, I really like these. It might be my favorite out of everything that I've taken as a sort of set. Just some views out of the bedroom window with a real pathetic bit of snow. I don't know what I was expecting. Again, just doing some experimenting. Probably going to get rid of that one. Another odd one here. My desk with and without a flash going off. Some images in Bath. I can imagine taking more of a set of photos and spending some time really thinking about what I wanted and getting some quite good results. A bit of a failure here, and also here a little dark really. So I think I've kind of probably thrown half of them away, maybe a little under half, feeling the weight, and then keeping these ones here. So that's my first experience with this camera. As I said, I was probably going to can it based on the digital files that I'd seen, but now I've seen some in the flesh. I'm really a lot more interested in the results. So as a result, I've actually just gone and bought some more film. So I shall be doing another, perhaps more controlled experiment next time. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll put some digital photos up on at the end now as a bit of a slideshow perhaps, and you can have a better look at these images, and you can let me know what you think. I'll see you in another video soon, and maybe I will be doing some more film.